This Thanksgiving, boys, do not hold anything back. Let it rip like this.
I will not submit to you, and you've declared war on me, and I accept the challenge you set.
Oh, hey there. Happy Thanksgiving, as of course, lots of really crazy and wild things are going off in our society, as now we are having bets about alien contacts that Harvard professors and many other renowned people in our society are making, as we have some interesting developments from Joe Rogan himself, as we have an extraterrestrial wager being made in our society right now, as the age of disclosure is still sending waves all throughout the UFO community, as a new ancient underground labyrinth in Egypt was just found. Joe Rogan interviewed Ben Van Kerkhove on this 3,000-room chamber that many people believe to be a spaceship. If it is, you could bet your bottom dollar the U.S. military probably is going to go in to probably occupy and take over Egypt. As of course, alien tech, you would think that there would be a major race to try to develop, to try to understand what's really going on here, as our world is becoming very strange. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you appreciate these deep down the rabbit hole type of conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, let's just get into it. The Daily Star, which, isn't the best reputable news organization, says alien contact with Earth will be confirmed by 2030, says 30i Atlas professor. Now, who's this professor? Well, of course, it's Avi Loeb. Avi Loeb has been making a lot of kind of bold claims. He's been saying a lot of really kind of eye-opening things. For me, he always kind of talks in more of a theoretical type of way, and personally, I kind of appreciate it. Some people are saying it's tied into a PSYOP. It's tied into Operation Bluebeam. It's tied into some kind of big government conspiracy against you. I personally think that the topic is fascinating, as it definitely has been more opened up recently comparatively to where it was a few years ago, where it was like, you're crazy. Yeah, and the government was like, nothing to see here. And I'm like, that's just kind of weird. That's just kind of strange. Here, as the article reads, the man who claims a comet is an alien spaceship has claimed alien contact with Earth will be confirmed by 2030. Some people say it already has happened. It already still is ongoing, as Tucker Carlson literally is coming out and saying, yeah, there's a deal between interdimensional creatures that many people see as aliens, some people see as demons, between them and the U.S. government. We talked to Catherine Austin Fitts, and she literally detailed how members of the government were like, hey, do you want to have dinner with aliens? As now, Joe Rogan was talking about this on his recent podcast episode, and I think it's important to play some of the clips here. We're going to be reacting to it, and a lot to kind of go over here.
On those tridactyl mummy...
Well, he's talking about these tridactyl dummies in Peru.
I don't know. I think there's.
Did you see Jesse Michaels' episode on it?
Not all of it. I've seen some of it. Yes.
Or the scans. You see the scans?
I've seen the scans. Yeah, I saw some of the. I've seen a lot of the information.
I don't want to get tricked. So I'm but Jesse said that seeing them in person, I just talked to him about it. He said it was otherworldly. He said it was
lots of tricks, lots of fakes, lots of goofs, lots of people just mess with people. Psyops too. But also just a way for intel agencies to be like, I'm bored. Let's lie to people. Literally what they do. It's like, oh yeah, thanks for taking my money. And lying to us.
It was incredibly strange, like very, very surreal seeing them in person, because it really does feel like it's a different species. Like you're looking at some different species.
My take on that stuff is...
I want to go to Peru now and be like, hey, let me check these guys out. Beatbox! I'm going to touch a beatbox.
Honestly, it's like, sure. Like to me, the whole alien, other life in the universe was settled. I mean, it's a mathematical certainty. Like the Kepler mission showed it. Like, it's a mathematical certainty that life has to exist in other places on the planet.
In some form.
In some form. And then you multiply that out across the span of space and time. Is it possible that we're being visited? Is there something to these phenomena? Yes, I think so.
It's definitely weird. It's definitely strange, as a lot of people are talking about how we're the aliens from different planets, potentially a group from Mars as Mars became uninhabitable, and then we just kind of move places. Who knows what is really behind humanity, behind this worldly experience that a lot of people believe is kind of a hologram video game. And in this hologram, there are multiple types of spectrums. Some would say spectrums that we are not privy to and we cannot kind of fathom or understand with our human senses, that also involve other entities, other creatures, and other beings. Now, some people are saying we're going to be disclosed this through the Trump administration. Some people say, no, it's going to come out by 2030. That's what Avi Lobob now is saying. And listen, if there ever was a chance, if there ever was a bombastic, impulsive type of leader to release it, it's Trump, right? Trump has promised to release the drone information over New Jersey last year. He hasn't done it. This administration has lied to us about this. But we see Marco Rubio in the age of disclosure. We see J.D. Vance. We see Tulsi Gabbard. A lot of inquisitive people. J.D. Vance is talking about, I want to get to the bottom of this. J.D. Vance also has a staffer who works with him, who is Tucker Carlson's son. Tucker Carlson's coming out and saying, yeah, there's interdimensional beings and demons, there's creatures out there. And then we have Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who also is obsessively talking about this and trying to get this out there. Also talking about, hey, you ever read the Book of Enoch? We have more Joe Rogan clips to play, and we have more to say about this new Egyptian finding. Before we get into all of that and a lot more, just really quickly, check out takecom.com, where you could get the best, in my personal opinion, CBD out there. I really like this stuff. It is really awesome. It is really great. It is grown, produced, manufactured here in America. And what I usually do, as you can see, I'm running low on this. I want to make sure I have a lot of this. Put my tongue, right? Full spectrum, really good, amazing, incredible stuff. That it calms me down, relaxes you. A lot of people during this Christmas time, they're dealing with stress, they're dealing with loss, they're dealing with like insane, crazy situations. And sometimes you just need to relax and just chill out. This helps me out tremendously. It helps out my mom. It helps out my friends. It helps out people close to me. If I see them like stressing, and we all go through it sometimes, the best thing that you could do for your longevity, for your life, for your health is avoid stress. If you could have extra things that help you deal with it, like this, I am so grateful of this gift. Makes for a great stocking stuffer. I cannot recommend it enough. It is awesome. It is incredible. I love this stuff. Check it out. Get it on takecom.com. Now, anyway, moving forward, let's continue on this conversation, which I think, might induce some people to take some CBD themselves. As Harvard astronomer now placed a $1,000 bet confirming proof of aliens' visitation will be verified by scientific institutions by 2030. Number one, I'm just sick of all these people placing bets. Like, let's not place bets on everything. But anyway, here's the article by Medium talking about how historian and scientist Michael Shermer just issued a $1,000 bet. Also, the discovery and disclosure of aliens' visitation on Earth in the form of UFOs, UAPs, and other technological artifacts or alien biological form, as confirmed by major scientific institutions and government agencies, will not happen by December 31st, 2030. Taking him up on the challenge is Harvard astronomer who is saying, yeah, I'll place the wager. Let's place it here. As, of course, now we have to rely on government. I wouldn't rely on the government for anything. We also had some very interesting information from Louis Elizondo. He's one of the executive producer of The Age of Disclosure. And he talked about how the Bush administration had on their desks alien disclosures in early 2000, and they decided not to release it to the general public. This is what he had to say on News Nation.
Senior individuals in the Trump administration, I just want to be very careful not to put words into people's mouths. But yes, there were very senior people in the Trump administration that were briefed. And I know two people that were actually at the meeting during the George Bush administration back in the 2000s, early 2000s, where they actually sat for a week in a room sequestered by the White House to try to discuss the pros and cons of having a conversation, open conversation about UAP with the American people.
And they decided we weren't ready for it?
There was, I think the consensus was at the end, based upon the individuals we talked to who attended those meetings, they were very eager and excited in the beginning. And by the end of the week, they all had unanimously agreed that there was just too much on the scale weighing against the disclosure at that time.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, yeah, let's keep it secret. What? Stop it. I want to know what's going on here. Because now the things just get crazier. As new research confirmed, quote, the discovery of ancient underground labyrinths in Egypt. Now, Egypt always has been a kind of major place for a lot of UFOologists, for a lot of conspiracy theorists, talking about the pyramids. A lot of people are saying, no way, they built the pyramids. Some people are explaining how they did build the pyramids, but them being on interesting kind of power ley lines. A lot of people say that they're kind of like satellite communications from Earth into the interstellar kind of galaxies and other potential type of dimensions out there. Lots of really interesting ancient artifact lore, as of course there are hieroglyphics talking about, you know, what a lot of people describe as aliens or the Anunnaki or people from Planet X. And a lot of people have different type of interpretations of it, as some people are saying it's a huge metallic UFO inside of the pyramids. As, quote, it's greater in magnificence than the pyramids. Joe Rogan's latest guest just revealed everything we know about it. Ben Van Kovic, the great lost labyrinth of ancient Egypt, was described by figures like Horatius, Duridius, Sicilius, Pinley the Elder in ancient times. It was always theorized to have been at the place called Hawara, which is near Falimi in Egypt. In 2017 to 2015, there was an expedition run by a guy named Louis de Cordour in partnership with the Egyptian government. They used ground-penetrating radar, and they found it. They found these massive cyclopean walls, and they were meters thick. It was a labyrinth structure. It was well verified. You have a water table 5 meters below the surface. The labyrinth starts at 9 to 10 meters.
The labyrinth
again,
was kind of the big.
if this is true, I would expect we got democracy to save in Egypt, and then the U.S. government would be like, we need this tech. Is of course, listen, if you have alien advanced tech and if you have alien advanced species, like if this is actually true and if this actually carries water, you bet China's going to try to get it, Russia's trying to get it, Egypt's trying to get it, and they're keeping it hush-hush for everyone. But this is the conversation that they had about this particular thing.
Louis de Cordier, he threatened him and his team with national security sanctions if they talked about it. It just was put away. He waited a few years. He finally released the report. It's like, holy shit, we found the labyrinth. And then this spurred some other companies to use some of these new space-based scanning techniques. There's been at least 2 that have been done, very different techniques, but they found the same thing. They found that there is, in fact, a massive underground structure at this place called Hawara. It goes much deeper than what you could reach with those ground-penetrating radar and those established techniques. 60, 70 meters below the ground. There's multiple levels, 3 or 4 levels. And they correlate. So one scan's a statistical model. Another one is that uses high-frequency photography along with, I think, seismic data, very similar to the Doppler tomography work that's being done by the Italians at places like the Giza Plateau now. And they both correlate. Yes, there's a big structure, but one of the most interesting facts that came out of this scan was it seems like in this massive central atrium that's this one big, giant open rooms, 40, 50 meters long, that connects to all of these levels.
Could also be an ancient artifact, right? Right. Could be something that there was some kind of lost civilization or a current civilization that built something, created something, and then a big flood happened, right? And then, or a big sandstorm happened. And then some people are saying, Atlantis, it's Atlantis. And I'm like, okay, wait, hold on a minute. Let's not get in front of us. As these types of topics lead to a lot of kind of theories and speculations not based off any kind of evidence.
There seems to be this unidentified metallic object that's freestanding in this room. It's about 40 meters long, and it seems to be tic-tac shaped, is what this report said. So
it's a fucking UFO. There's a UFO in Egypt.
The aliens did it. I don't know.
I mean,
if it was, I would bet the U.S. government would be on it, right? It's like, oh, we got advanced ancient tech, and there are a lot of rumors and speculation that the U.S. government was literally using nuclear bombs in order to try to get their hands on these types of craft that has been kind of reported and documented ever since the 1940s, right? Now, this is relevant because 1940s comes into this kind of new nuclear age. A new type of bomb, a new type of tech that threatens all life on Earth. Life on Earth that could involve interdimensional beings that now have to intervene in order to stop them from blowing up the Earth that all of us kind of inhabit and kind of live in and participate in. Now, the Germans, though, they were working on kind of saucer craft, too. If you look back into what the Germans were working on in the 1930s and the 1940s, they were working on really advanced rocket tech. And you could see them also working on like saucers. Now, could that explain a lot of this kind of phenomenon of what's going on here and potential free energy that has not been released to the general public? I think it's worth speculating on.
It's
tantalizing.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine if they get in there and they really do find a recovered spacecraft? Yeah, that what do we do then? Because if this is a public excavation, that's the question.
Yeah.
We would have to bring in the SEALs. We need to lock that place down. Maybe we need to occupy Egypt just to figure out how to fucking get this done.
Occupy Hawara. Let's just just Hawara.
You'd have to occupy the whole country. You'd have to bribe them something, give them money, whatever you got to do. Like if I was a president, that would be like my number one priority.
It has the potential. I think there's been a little bit more of this from Egypt. I guess these.
Now, according to the age of disclosure, a lot of presidents are told, yeah, your clearance is not high enough. According to a lot of the UFOologists, a lot of these presidents are given briefings, and they're limited, and then they're told, yeah, you don't have the clearance to go higher from here, and that wouldn't surprise me.
Establishment there, they seem a little more willing to engage in some of the mystery. I genuinely do think that discoveries like these can only help and boost tourism. Like what they want is to bring people in.
It will bring way more. Could you imagine if they actually figure out a way to drain all the water out of the labyrinth? They give you a tour and show you the spaceship. How much you paying to see the spaceship?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm paying a ton of money to go see that spaceship.
That's a special permission. Like that's the way.
Yeah, I want to be there. I want to go touch bebop in Peru. I would be there in a heartbeat.
We do. They're very good at that. Like there's a lot of places you can now go in Egypt that are these special permissions. It's thousands of dollars, but
they would make
so
much money.
People
they could charge like 10 grand. They could charge like a lot of money just to go look at the spaceship. It'd be like Mecca. Like Mecca for UFO dorks.
It would be insane to see. Depends who knows what. Well, the guy did say too. It didn't seem like any metal that he'd seen before. Like he couldn't identify what type of metal it was.
Because it's alien,
right? It's element 114.
For sure, it's alien. It's made out of the same stuff that comet's made out of.
Or it could be a meteor that just crash landed in that specific place and location, right?
AI Atlas.
Oh yeah, 3i Atlas.
Whatever it is,
the thing that's off gassing some nickel alloy or something.
It's a giant nickel the size of Manhattan.
That's jetting towards the sun. Although didn't NASA came in? They think they released their images. I think recently. I can't remember.
There's some images
they came out and said, "Oh, the comet's doing this and doing that."
It's doing a lot of weird stuff.
Sure is.
But it definitely seems to be a comet.
Yeah.
Unless
overall consensus is that it's pretty much a comet. It did act a little bit weird, right? And Avi was always kind of very careful with how he kind of phrased things and talked about things when talking about this particular incident. But overall, it looks like, yeah, it's a rock that is just moving past us.
you ask Avi Loeb, and he's like, anything can be a spaceship.
Yeah,
he's got a point. He's got a point.
He does. We don't know what one would look like. We've not seen.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a small sample size as it is for interstellar objects, right? We have 3 to compare. But 2 of them have been really fucking weird. So
I think the point we're getting at is, and this is the point of all these conversations, is that there's some stuff that is yet to be discovered that has previously been discovered that might be like, it might blow the dam down on all this stuff to the point where like, okay, whatever you think happened here, a lot more happened, and it seems way crazier. If the stuff underneath the Giza Plateau is correct, and if the stuff, which is like what, and if the labyrinth, if they can show you that this not only was Herodotus depicting an actual place.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where all of this kind of goes from here. I know there's so many kinds of different theories out there, but I wanted to ask you, which one do you think is the most relevant, the most credible one? Are we alone? Or is there other life forms out there or within us? What do you think? Let's start that conversation down in the comment section below. I am very chilled out, very relaxed. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. Because of TakeCalm.com. I really like this stuff. Can't recommend it enough. Finest of the finest ingredients. Like the care and consideration when it comes to growing this stuff. Absolutely impeccable. Can't trust it enough. TakeCalm.com. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys supporting me on TakeCalm.com. Subscribing. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.